Reed Boucher, who is known professionally as Jello Biafra, is an iconic and influential American punk rock singer, spoken word artist, music producer, writer, radio and podcast host, social activist, environmentalist, and the owner-co-founder of the influential, and still independent, record label Alternative Tentacles. Biafra is commonly remembered for his use of the outlandish, shocking, and absurd in an attempt to hack the system and gain media attention. In the fall of 1979, Biafra famously ran as a San Francisco mayoral candidate using the slogans, "A public official is only as good as his record," and the Kraft Foods-produced Jello ad campaign catchphrase, "There's always room for Jello." In his mayoral campaign against Dianne Feinstein, Biafra was resoundingly defeated, only receiving 3% of the total vote. And Dianne Feinstein would go on to become California's first and longest-serving female senator and a major force of power within the Democratic Party until her death in 2023. In 2000, Biafra would again run for political office as a Green Party presidential candidate, but he was again quickly beaten in an election that saw Republican George W. Bush from Texas narrowly defeat Al Gore to become the 43rd President of the United States of America. George W. Bush was the eldest son of the 41st President of the United States, George Herbert Walker Bush, somewhat proving Biafra's claim that Bush would be crowned King George II as part of the U.S. monarchy. In 2001, the Dead Kennedys reformed with Biafra declining all invitations to be part of the obvious nostalgia cash grab by his former bandmates. Despite Biafra's obvious influence on the shaping of early punk rock, he has not yet been recognized by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Fans of the man and his former band have long searched for more information about Jello Biafra. Thank you for joining a brief history on our look at the origins and meaning behind Reed Boucher's iconic stage name, Jello Biafra. Growing up in Boulder, Colorado, Reed Boucher developed an interest in international politics that was encouraged and cultivated by his parents. An avid news watcher since childhood, one of Biafra's earliest memories was of the televised 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy in Dallas, Texas, that would continue to influence his life into his extensive musical career. In June 1978, Boucher responded to an advertisement in the Recycler newspaper looking for bandmates to form a punk band. The ad was placed by Raymond Pepperell, who would later take the stage name East Bay Ray. Together, Boucher and Ray formed the core of the seminal San Francisco punk band Dead Kennedys. Boucher originally began performing with Dead Kennedys under the stage name Occupant, but soon adopted the stage name Jello Biafra. This controversial stage name was a combination of the brand name Jello, a brand of sweetened gelatin protein dessert made from animal collagen, which is found in the bones, skin, and connective tissues of animals, that has no nutritional value, and the name of the short-lived country of Biafra, a section of eastern Nigeria in Africa that attempted to secede from Nigeria in 1966. After 4 consecutive years of fighting, Nigeria regained control of Biafra, causing the country to collapse in 1970, and hundreds of thousands of people starved to death by the direct actions of the Nigerian government. The word Biafra would become a worldwide rallying symbol of starvation and genocide. Biafra chose his stage name as a direct commentary on the mass starvation in Africa and the American trend of consumerism of non-nutritional foodstuffs exclusively for pleasure and not substance. Biafra was quoted as saying he liked how the two ideas clash in people's minds. The stage name Jello Biafra was a 1970s social rebranding of the phrase, "Let them eat cake," attributed to Marie Antoinette during the French Revolution. In June of 1979, Biafra and Ray co-founded the independent record label Alternative Tentacles to release albums without having to deal with pressure from major labels to change their music. They would release their first single, California Uber Alice, on Alternative Tentacles in the fall of 1979, and the album, Fresh Fruit for Rotting Vegetables, in September 1980. Biafra is a self-proclaimed advocate for anarchism, cultural disobedience, political pranks, political change, anti-globalization, feminism, reproductive rights, and the complete separation of church and state. Biafra has recorded music under many pseudonyms, including Occupant, Count Ringworm, Reed Boucher, Yanir Hazakin and Osama McDonald. What are your thoughts on the origins of the name Jello Biafra? Does he belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Would you buy a Jello Biafra Holiday in Cambodia action figure? Please like and subscribe for more exciting brief histories. And you can watch this additional informative video right now.